Hi everyone, myself Ghanshyam Singh Yadav, and today I'm here to share my personal experiences and then something that I know about IELTS. So without any delay, let's get started. So the first question that everyone has is, what is IELTS and why do we need to take an IELTS test? So let me make you clear. And if you're watching this video, it means you have already some basics idea about IELTS. So let me revise it once again for you. So basically, IELTS is, as its name suggests, it is an international English language testing system. So it is not your academic testing system. These things you should be clear. It is not going to test your academic qualification, or it have nothing to do with your academic qualification. It is just a language test, and in language also it is a proficiency test. Remember, this term is very important. If you are a beginner, it is not your accuracy test, it is your proficiency test, it is your coherency test. So IELTS does not need a correct grammar. Remember one thing, and it is most important. It does not need a correct grammar. You cannot, you should not have to speak with a correct grammar using all the rules and regulation of the grammar. It is not something that IELTS need. And beside IELTS, there is TOEFL. You might have heard about TOEFL. So what is IELTS and what is TOEFL? So IELTS is like it is English test. Of course, TOEFL is also English test, but IELTS is accepted by all country all over the world. But TOEFL is more centered towards USA. If you are going for your higher study, if you are going for your bachelor study in USA, then they prefer uh, TOEFL over IELTS. So you have to take an TOEFL test than an IELTS test. But if you are planning to take an IELTS test, that's fine. Most of the USA college do accept IELTS test as well. So now IELTS easy. Many students, even my friends or juniors, they often ask me, "Is an IELTS easy?" So see, whether IELTS is easy or not, you can not judge, or it's not appropriate to give answer this question, because it depends how do you take an IELTS. So I would say it is neither easy nor difficult. But one thing I suggest is, please don't underestimate IELTS, because most of the students, what they think is, oh, I've studied so many grammars in my school days. I was like topper in my school. I scored 49. Even myself, I scored like 50 out of 50 so many times in grammar. But it did not help you in IELTS, because IELTS is not something about grammar, as I already mentioned a few minutes ago. So my personal experiences about IELTS and how did I prepare for IELTS. Although I could not go because of the lockdowns, and so many reasons were there where but I have taken IELTS test, and so I have some personal experiences. So the first things that you should keep in mind is, you cannot use same word or simple words so many times. You cannot repeat the word so many times. And that is the beauty of IELTS, and that what IELTS need. Like, let me give an example. If someone asks you what is your name, and then how do you answer this question? Most of us, of course, will answer like myself. My name is Ghanshyam Singh Yadav, or my name is Ghanshyam Singh Yadav, something like that. But IELTS does not need this answer. To be frank, they do not need this answer. What they need is something like this. Something like this. What is your name? So hello, myself is Samsung Yadav, and I'm from Nepal, a beautiful country. So this is the answer that if someone asks you what your name, and you should give this, because what, because it sounds like wow, it's good English. So they something different from the answering the same question with simple language. So this is something that I wanted to tell you, and I tell so many students or so many friends, so many juniors. Most of the times you focus on good English, not a correct English, and the word you use should have that weight, should weight. Like uh, most of us, what we do is we always use same word like good, every time good. Why do we always use good? We can use fantastic, marvelous, fabulous. There are so many words which can be used in place of good. So use them. They seems to be more effective, or they sounds like more, you know, good, or they sounds like more effective in IELTS. So this is IELTS actually. So IELTS, of course, IELTS has four tests: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So every test has 9 band, and you have to score 6.5, not less than 6 band in each test. Before, like 5 years before or 3 years before, it was like eh, you can score six overall 6 band and not less than 5.5 in each band. So now it has increased to 6.5, not less than 6 band in each test. So now coming to the point, how do we need to prepare for IELTS? And I suggest, like, when I was preparing, what I used to do, or why, or what my teacher suggested me is to read English newspaper, because in English, if you read business newspaper actually, English newspaper, not exactly English newspaper, but a business newspaper where you where it is written about the business, around the world. Uh, so you will find so many words that is so vast or so difficult or complex words, and the formation of sentence is also so complex. So that will help you definitely. And you can watch English movie in the beginning. You might have some that difficulties, but when once it become your habit, it become quite easy. So in beginning you can watch English web series or English movie with subtitle. Later on you can watch without subtitle, and you can practice. You can talk to yourself. That is the most important idea, I guess. You can talk to yourself in English when you are alone. You can record your voice. That is even better. And I used to do this most of the time. And the most powerful weapon is, of course, practice. Without practice, nothing is possible. So practice, practice. There are so many sites online where you can easily practice, and you can test your English proficiency test. So just focus on your proficiency, currency, not on your accuracy. That's it. If you have any questions regarding IELTS, please do let me. I will try to reply you in a comment. So thank you, and best of luck for your upcoming IELTS test examination. Thank you.